Hello, beautiful creatives. I am down at the pond, and there's a red-shouldered hawk that is just crying out like crazy. He's just carrying on and on and on. So that should be interesting. I don't know how that's going to come out on the camera. Yeah, I am supposed to be upstairs editing my video for you guys. Let's see, today's Thursday, so it's supposed to publish tomorrow, and I should be upstairs in the studio editing it. And the truth is, I have been having anxiety, and so many other people have been having anxiety. I mean, it sounds like that red-shouldered hawk is having anxiety right now. So many people are writing in the comments, and, just in social media in general, that they're having terrible anxiety. There's just a bunch of stuff going on. I don't even need to name the things that are going on, because we all have things, and even the things that I'm going through aren't anywhere near as bad as what other people are going through in the world. I've been having to make myself get out in nature lately. I've been having to make myself get out and paint. And I know, sometimes when people video things like that, they make it look really easy. It's like, oh, look how good you're doing. You're out painting, and, it's so easy for you. But I want to really share with you that it has not been easy for me, that I have been pushing myself so hard to get out in nature. And it's so healing, and it's so restorative once I do it, once I make myself. So today was one of those days. I knew I wanted to come out. I knew I wanted to hike in the woods. I knew I wanted to be in the woods. But it took me a long time to decide whether I was going to hike down here or not. So then what I did was I sort of went upstairs and I rearranged my pochade box. And I'll show you what I brought. I brought stuff that I don't normally use. And my goal actually was to just do expressive mark making. Because I work so intuitively, I never really know what's going to show up. But my goal really, I want to really try not to do a painting today. I've been doing a lot of that, and that's been fun. But I want to try to work through some of this anxiety, and experientially, I want to feel the nature instead of just being in it. I want to try to hyper focus on the nature that's surrounding me, and on the sounds, the smells of these ancient pine trees that are, their needles are covering the ground. When I'm doing that, I'm so focused on that one thing that I can miss a lot of things around me. Like I might not even hear the hawk. He's been doing this for days, and I get so focused on the daylilies that I won't hear him for an hour until I stop painting. So what I did was I grabbed a sketchbook. This one fit into the back of my pochade box, which was nice. And this is just, this is something Holbein sent me during that birthday bash thing I did. And so this was just something where I swatched out some of the items that Holbein sent me. They sent me gouache, acrylic gouache, regular gouache, and watercolor. And this was just swatching all of that out. So it's not a real special, they sent me some oil pencils, colored pencils. Yeah, so it's not a precious sketchbook. It's not my plein air sketchbook where I have a lot of really studied plein air paintings that I don't want to ruin. We all have that about our good sketchbooks, and then we don't want to put any messy art. I can put all the messy art I want into this, so I'm kind of happy about that. And then I'm going to flip the camera around and show you my setup and show you what I brought that's different from what I usually have in my pochade box. And then I'm just going to make marks. I'm just going to try really hard to take some breaths and to center myself and to meditate, and then just reach for things and to just sort of make marks that are inspired by the sounds that I'm hearing, by the smells that I'm smelling. Oh, the hawk's right over me. I think he's yelling at me. He was probably trying to hunt down here at the pond. hunting frogs or something, and I'm disturbing his peace. But sorry, guy. Oh, he's right up there. I'll try to see if I can grab him on camera for you. Anyways, yeah, experiential, you know. Nothing has to look like anything. I just want to feel the marks. And I really think that that is going to be a helpful way to try to move some of this anxiety out of my body. So let's see. I have no idea what's going to show up. But I hope it's inspiring for you. I hope that it helps you understand that intuitive experiential art, you can just go sit in nature and make marks. There's a lot of YouTube channels of brilliant artists who do this, and I'm going to give it a go. Okay, so this is my view of the pond where I'm sitting. The ground is covered with pine needles, white pine, and the light and shadow is just gorgeous. Gorgeous sticks, shaped sticks, if you're thinking about gestural marks everywhere on the ground. And then the gorgeous pond with the reflections and leaf shapes with the sky holes. I mean, there's just so much to love, so much beauty. Everywhere I look, there's something beautiful. And I'm really into the woods. So this is our land. Nobody's going to come around. I know that I can find some peace here. Don did carry a chair down for me. He walked down with me, but he wanted to get back up to get to work. So I actually have a chair so I can sit and stand and move around. Now, as far as what I brought that's different, I love that metal can that I usually use with my water in it. But, you know, when it's metal, it has the inner part and the outer part, and it's kind of heavy. So I brought this aqua tote. Okay, so there it is unfolded. It has little pockets that you can put your brushes in, and you can put your water in there. And I brought this because this is lighter than my other things. So I'm just going to pour a tiny amount of water in there. But anyway, so that's going to be my water container. I'm not thinking I'm going to love this situation. I really do wish I had my can. I may go back to doing that. But anyways, so the tools that I brought. So I did bring that Holbein sketchbook, which fit in the back. And then these are the items that I brought. So I brought my standard art toolkit gouache palette. I always forget that some people don't watch my videos, so that's my gouache palette. I have lots of videos on you know, how I set that up, how I keep my gouache from cracking. One of the tips is I use Winsor & Newton blending medium when I set it up, and you can see they don't crack. They're beautiful. So, and I do use it. I don't think you can, and there are certain gouaches that crack more than others. So I always bring that. I mean, that is just such a great thing to pop in there. Remember, there are coupon codes below my video if you ever want to buy Art Toolkit products. Bring my towel. This time, what's different is I brought just an assortment of Caran d'Ache water-soluble wax crayons. I don't usually bring those. And I brought one Kiritaki. I think it's black. It's either Payne's Gray or black. But I brought that to sort of use as like a Japanese ink thing. And that brings me to another thing that I don't normally bring. And that is my Cheap Joe's Scroggy Loose Goose brush. I think Cheap Joe's closed. I don't think you can get this anymore, but that's what it's called. It's Scroggy's Loose Goose, number 2. And it's like basically a dagger that's cut really strange. The bristles are just cut a million different ways, and it makes crazy, wonderful, crazy marks. So I'll put that over in my brush thing. Oops. Put that in that one. I brought Graphitint pencils. These are water soluble. I thought those might be fun to play with. And is that it? I gotta wet down my gouache. I also brought my bear spray in here in case Mr. Bear comes around, because he's been in the neighborhood. I went for a quick walk down the road last night, and an artist neighbor of ours said that the bear had visited his house. So the bears are around. We know they're in these woods, so I just like to be prepared. And I usually bring bear bells, but I forgot them today. Anyways, let me get my sketchbook out and see what I come up with after I take a few deep breaths, listen to the birds, and just soak in my surroundings and try to get as peaceful as I can, and then make some marks. I just wanted to show you guys how gorgeous the light and shadow is on my white paper before I even get started. There's just the gentlest breeze, and it's moving the branches, and it's so pretty. I mean, you really could just like trace that and make that your art. I'm almost tempted to do that. It wasn't what I was thinking of doing, but look at how the light is shifting on there. That's so gorgeous. And now it sounds like Don is running power tools up at the house. So it's kind of breaking the nature mojo, but he's doing something extremely sweet, so I have to forgive the noise. He is making a bench for down here so that I can come down here and sit on the bench and, you know, put like my pochade box and my supplies. So just shifting shadows and bird song. And that gorgeous smell of pine needles all over the ground. That's a meditation right there. I'm using my non-dominant hand now to try to, you know, those shadows that are being cast are the pine, or the I think they're hemlock branches actually, and I'm just like sort of experiencing that with that raggedness, the jaggy edges with my pencils and my left hand. Okay, so I picked up some sticks off the ground, and I've been dipping them into the kuretake and just sort of making marks on the paper with that. Okay, so there's the first one. And I'm kind of letting it dry in that dappled sunlight because I want to turn the page, but it still has some quite wet areas. Because I want to try to use the wax crayons next and just see what I come up with that. So in the end, I just kept going with this one. I just layered in the wax crayon, the colored pencil. I used a stick with the kuretake. And in the very end, I added just a little bit of red gouache. As I was sitting here and listening to that hawk cry, as he is right now, I just felt like there needed to be a pop of red to represent that, just sort of that shrill cry in all of this like silence, and just the other songbirds that are singing this cry, this red cry that sort of pops out. So I popped some red in there, and it just was so relaxing to just make marks and explore color on the page. It was fun. It was really, really fun. I enjoyed it so much more than if I had been trying to actually sit down here and focus on and paint the pond. And I do feel so much more relaxed and at ease. I can feel my body, my nervous system has definitely downshifted, and I feel like I'm in a much calmer state. So I hope this is something that you guys will try. And if you do, let me know in the comments if this is something that you do, if you like to go out and just make marks on a paper and explore shapes and marks and color. Let me know. This is something that's fairly new to me in plein air painting, and I'm so inspired by some of the other YouTubers that create this way. A lot of them are from the UK, and they just go out on the coast and create. Lewis Noble, I think, is one of the ones that really inspires me. Okay, guys, I hope that you enjoyed coming down to the pond with me, hanging out, listening to that crazy hawk, and exploring some crazy mark making with all kinds of mediums, and just doing some childlike play and being present and experiencing what's around you with expressive mark making. I certainly enjoyed it. I feel much calmer now. I feel like my nervous system has downshifted, and it was really enjoyable. I almost feel like leaving my pochade box down here and coming back down after I go up to eat, to come down and spend some more time here. And I may actually do that. I don't know if I'll film it, but I may actually do that. So get out in your woods, in your fields, in your neighborhoods, and do some creative exploring to de-stress and help settle your nervous system and anxiety and all the worries of the world. Just get out and play. Do some creative play. Hey creatives, so today is another day, and I was going to go back down to the pond and try out another art tool that I have that I haven't used in years. So, and I want to give you a tour of it because I think you could create your own hack. A lot of these things that I've been showing you, like my alla prima pochade boxes and this thing that I'm going to show you today, these are things that I bought when I was still working as a professional artist. I still had my work in galleries, so I could afford to invest in my my art career and buy these more expensive materials. I couldn't afford to buy them today, but I still enjoy using them. I will have them forever, and they're really precious to me. So I'm going to give you a tour of this. This is the Guerrilla Painter, and I had it stashed in my studio because I bought this back when I was also doing a lot of the plein air live events with Eric Rhodes and the Realism Live, and I used it back then. And then there was that couple of year period where I got really sick, and I couldn't get down to the pond. I couldn't get out in plein air. This is the first year that I'm starting to get out again after that period of not being well. So I just remembered this today, and I dragged it out, and I'm going to show you how I have it packed up. And I may use this next time I get down to the pond. I really wanted to go to the pond today, but I didn't because we have a thunderstorm warning. There's supposed to be some really severe storms moving east. It might come today, it might not come till tomorrow, but it might be through the week. So I may not be able to get down to the pond to film for you guys again this week for Friday's video. So I wanted to at least come out to a different part of our yard. I'm right near the house. You might actually hear Alana barking at some point, but I'll show you this, and I'll tell you the hack that I think you could do I don't even know how much this is. I'll have to look it up. I'll put a link to it below the video too. But a hack is, those little they're sort of like baskets on wheels that, people who can walk to a grocery store, a lot of elderly people use them, which makes me laugh because I guess I'm elderly now. But, you can push these little things or pull them and put your groceries into them. You could actually kind of create one of your own of these with one of those carts inexpensively, I think. So I'm going to pull the camera, rearrange the camera setup so that I can show show you this thing, which is pretty darn cool. And as long as I can maneuver it on days that I go down to the pond, I think this is going to be my new best friend. I won't know until I try it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, let me maneuver things around so I can give you a tour of this. Okay, so there's a pocket down here that you can put things in, and there's a big pocket in here that has a wire that goes around the edges to sort of hold it together, and then there's clips, so when you're walking with it, you can clip it shut, and then it opens so that there is a seat that you can sit on, and on the bottom of the seat, I hope this is showing, on the bottom of the seat is a back cushion. If I remember correctly, I didn't think that this back cushion was that comfortable, but I'll give it a try again today, so you could either use it or not use it. But so that's the seat section, and then in this section you have a big, huge pocket here. So I have my other tripod that my pochade box sits on in there. And I have my pochade box and water container in there. I mean, there's so much room. I haven't even nearly filled it. I'm thinking of tucking myself in back here into this cool little spot. There's our shed, one of our sheds up there, and it's so cool and nice back here in this little alcove. Sweet little spot. I love this curve this tree takes here as it fought for the light when it was growing with the other trees around it. It's just such a neat little curve there. Okay, so here's my setup, and I think I'm going to start by just taking the ink and making marks with sticks and maybe some other things that I find on the ground, maybe some interesting, like maybe pine cones or leaves or branches. But I might end up just making marks with sticks today. I feel like it's taken me an hour just to get set up and film the beginning of this. So I'm looking forward to sitting down and just making some marks. Okay, so I'm gonna wind it up here. This one I just ended up leaving with the ink and didn't add anything. This one I went back and added some of the Graphitint and the neocolor 2s over the ink and developed it a little more. This one I just left the ink. Any of these I could go back and develop more later on. You know, these were all just using various tools, as you saw, with the ink. More drawing with the ink and a stick. And then this one was that little plant that I did a contour drawing of with the Graphitint. So this was fun. This was a lot of fun. And then it gives you pages that you can go back into if you want and develop more like I did with this one. Okay, creatives, I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope that it left you feeling inspired. If you stay to watch the bloopers after this outro segment, you will realize that everything that could have possibly gone wrong went wrong on the second day of filming. So I was tired. We're having this crazy heat wave and the smoke in the air from the Canadian fires. Between both of those things, I really wasn't feeling well the second day. So I hope despite that and despite all the things that went wrong with filming that, there was even a setting that was wrong on my camera that was overexposing things. So there was just so many things you'll see in the bloopers. But I hope the spirit of, you know, encouraging you guys to go out and explore and experiment without that pressure of feeling like you have to create art. It's really hard to get something like that across when you're filming and your cameras are malfunctioning and your mics are malfunctioning and you're trying to get everything right. But when I do go out like that on my own, it's really precious time. And what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to start going out like that more on my own. I don't know if I'll film or not. Maybe I'll film some, but in doing contour drawings. When I did that little contour drawing of that little plant, I was able to really get into the zone with that. You can do blind contour drawings, or you can actually look at the thing that you're drawing and look at your paper occasionally. That's so relaxing. I find that, and it's such a good hand-eye brain coordination, and it really helps your drawing and your focus. So hope that you enjoyed the video. If you do go out and you enjoy creating this way, let me know in the comments, because I think it's really valuable to do this, to just set yourself free and just explore and yet be outside, you know, and not have that pressure. And so I'd love to hear from you if it's something that you do regularly. I'm planning to try to get out there and do it more, although I do enjoy actually going out and doing a plein air painting. I think it's also really fun to just go out there and express yourself. So I'm thinking of taking out some soft pastels maybe with my little bottle of gesso. Yeah, you know, different things, playing with limited different tools each time. I want to take some charcoal and some gesso out, maybe a Stabilo, just like a couple of items each time. I'm thinking of taking my giant drawing board and just some loose paper or a bigger sketchbook and not even using the pochade box, just using a bigger sketchbook. I'm going to be experimenting with it and exploring, and I hope that you will do the same. Okay, so despite the flaws and faults with this video, I do hope it comes across as being inspiring and inspires you to get out. I hope you have a great creative week. I hope that wherever you are not suffering under this oppressive heat heat and humidity that the UK is having and that we're having here in the United States. So stay cool, stay creative, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah. God bless, and I'll see you later. And hang on a second, Don's calling me. I got to take this call. So now I've totally lost my train of thought. It was weird though, because he knows I'm down here in the woods, so it was odd for him to call. I was afraid something might have happened. But anyways, so the experiential thing. And it's a folding, see if I can unfold it. I cannot get this unfolded. Good Lord. Broke another stick. There are going to be videos where I do a lot of hand holding. Hand holding. There are good grief. There are now I can't stop laughing. Oops. Thank goodness the ink didn't spill. Is this still recording?
Hey there.
Hey, Bubba. What are you doing?
Oh, we're making stairs for the shed. Are you videoing?
Remember, I'm filming. I'm right out behind the carport, filming.
All right. I'll check.
Well, let me think. Is it really important that you are doing it where you're doing it?
Only because, you're right at the thing. Otherwise, you have to come back to it, check it, and then.
How long is it going to take?
Oh, probably another 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
All right. I may just have to play music over this part. All right. Let me think about it.
All right, I'll go quick.
Okay. Bye. Background noise. Background noise. Background noise. Front row. Lots and lots of background noise because I'm painting so close to the house. I may just have to do a music background. Yeah. Noise.